Trying to wrap me in toilet paper.
10 seconds. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Benji and Anthony here, and welcome to the bar for the feature review of
The Mummy. It just came out. It's going to be coming out this weekend for you guys. We just saw it tonight. It's directed by Alex Kurtzman, and you know him from one of my favorite movies, Star Trek from 2009.
Yeah, I just found that out, actually, because I was like, where have I heard that name? And I couldn't put two and two together, but I did, you know. And I kind of saw
Was he a writer in Spider-Man 2? I'm not sure.
I kind of saw his Star Trek in this movie, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I kind of see a little bit of gimmicks. So far, this movie has gotten a pretty low score by critics on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's around a 20-25% and around a 50% in the audience.
Right.
I personally know why. And you know what? Let's just get into it. Let's just go into what the Mummy is about. Quick little, introduction to the Mummy. It's about, Tom Cruise, which is Nick Morton, which it's something that you guys need to know, which I thought was funny, was in the 90s version, his name was Rick. In this one, his name was Nick. I just thought that was funny how they kind of did that.
A little link.
Yeah, but he actually finds a tomb, more like a prison, you could say, right? Sarcophagus.
Right.
Finds a sarcophagus with the mummy, and I don't want to ruin too much. We are going to have a little bit spoiler towards the end of the video, just like the last one.
Yeah.
But he finds a sarcophagus, the mummy comes out, she kind of comes back alive. If you've seen the 90s, it's kind of an homage to that one, or homage to that one. But you kind of get the story. She comes back alive, she's trying to destroy the world-ish, so that's pretty much what the movie's about. It's action on action with more action on top.
She actually destroyed a world, not Earth, but a world.
Yeah, she didn't. I think Tom Cruise. So the actual mummy is Sofia Boutella. She was amazing. I personally feel she did justice to what this mummy was supposed to be, and I say that with a big quotation of this, just because a little heads up for this movie. If you like the originals in the 30s, stuff like that, like Anthony, or if you like the originals in the 90s. It's like me. It's not that anymore, and that's where me and him kind of
We're always boxing guys.
Yeah, exactly. You never see it, but we're always arguing.
Yeah.
There were some other characters in this movie, kind of side characters. A big one actually was Russell Crowe.
Yeah, as Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah, Dr. Jekyll. So if you guys know that, you guys will know where that's from. If you don't, go watch the movie.
Or look it up.
Yeah, there was a new actress, kind of like the damsel in distress, Annabelle Wallis. I'm not sure. I haven't seen her in anything else, so she's pretty new.
Yeah, she's new.
And there's also one more, which is actually Jake Johnson. You've seen him in New Girl. He's Nick. So he's part of that one. His name was Chris Vale. Yeah. Honestly, the cast was weak. Let's be honest. The cast was a little weak with that. But going back to the mummy, she did a great job. She made me feel like she was a mummy. The way they kind of
she was in charge, right? She was Ominette?
Ominette, yes.
Yeah.
She was in charge. They gave her this power of, I am a goddess. I am someone that could destroy you. I'm someone that could break you in half. But at the same time, they gave her a weakness, which you don't see that a lot in villains. You don't see that like, oh, this is your weakness on that side. Mm-hmm. But she still overcame that, and I thought that was great. Something that someone brought up to my attention that I thought was pretty cool was that the mummy she stayed like a mummy throughout the movie. She didn't become a human form like the 90s
right,
version.
I got sure they were coming back. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was pretty cool how they kept that. How they kept the bandages. The eyes were a little weird. It was a little different. I thought they're a little cool, but the writing was beautiful. The makeup was beautiful. Everything was great about her.
As you can tell, I'm a little quiet because, man, I am so disappointed in this film.
But let's talk about the reason.
This is an introduction to the dark universe, right? And we've been watching the films together now more than before. Yes. And I whispered over to him, it'd be really nice if in the introduction they'd kind of bring out the dark universe logo, and they did. And I was so looking forward to it, and I was so hopeful. And man, it's what 6.5 on IMDb,
so
and man, it earns that 6.5.
Tell them why though. Let's
why? Because this is Mission Impossible with a mummy in it. This is the explosions in this film are like unnecessary. I try to see these movies the way Ben sees them, which is with a new pair of eyes. And if you're looking for that old spooky, scary something that goes bump in the night, you're not going to find it in this film.
And it's something that this is going to upset a lot of fans. You have to forget the old for these. and it's not a good idea in a lot of hands that you're playing.
Yeah.
Universal, I feel like Universal,
you're gonna alienate half your audience.
Exactly.
I feel.
You're something I've said about superhero movies and all that is that you need to have a balance between old and new. And this one, you could really tell that they're kind of going more for a newer version of whatever the past was. They're kind of revamping the old stuff. It's not really a remake. Think of like an HD version of what the past was,
or a YouTube version. Of it.
Yeah, like
this
it's
is
something.
This is for the fast-paced world. And I'm sorry to say also. Another negative, and I know I'm negative Nancy right now, but the jokes don't land. Like out of 100 jokes, maybe 5 of them were good.
So the weakest part of this movie was the script. The script itself made no sense. Like they tried to add some romance that just didn't make sense in the movie. Kind of came out of the blue, not believable. I felt like the romance between the mummy and someone else was more kind of like interacting than the other
that was more
one.
believable, right?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in this movie, you could say.
Okay.
That didn't make any sense to me neither, because it kind of came out of the blue as well. Like, you're not
like there was a squadron, right? Like,
exactly.
Here we are. It was kind of like, I don't know.
Like this movie, a good example of what this movie is Dawn of Justice. It's an intro to something that's going to come out in the future. It's not as bad as Dawn of Justice, but it's something to where they're preparing you for what they're going to have in the future. The way I told Anthony was, they're not using their biggest trump cards now. They're not using the big names like Wolfman, Frankenstein. They're using.
I was gonna say, don't say that name, but okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
I know.
They're using the weaker.
They're being safe right now. They're
exactly.
testing the water to see if this is gonna work or not.
Because there's a picture out there of the Dark Universe. Of some of the actors, David Bodam's on there. Tom Cruise was on it.
Mm-hmm.
Angelina, I don't know if Angelina was really there.
No, she's not.
The Mummy, her, Sofia was on there. All of them were on that picture, and they looked beautiful. I was like, damn, that looks great. Shot. But I could tell what they're doing, and they're just preparing you. They're preparing you for what the future is going to bring. And I've always said, it's not always a good thing because you could lose a lot of fan base, but it's Universal. That's the thing. It's Universal. Where have they really let us down? They're still making Fast and the Furious movies, and we're still watching them.
And we still go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Fate 8 was pretty good. Like, it was an okay movie kind of thing. And you see it, like, they give you hit and misses, so I'm not disappointed. I'm not like sad. I'm not like the way I was with DC, where I'm going into the next one like, oh my god, please be good. It's more of like the next one's probably gonna be amazing, and then it's gonna kick us in the butt kind of thing.
I'm the other side of the coin for this. I feel like I actually don't even look forward to the other ones. I'm sure we're gonna see them. I know that
there's gonna be an actor out there that you're gonna be like, oh damn, I gotta go watch it because of that. Watch, they're gonna get us. They're
gonna hook you in.
But you know what? Like that was the problem. It's a weak storyline.
It's a weak start. You would think they would start strong.
Yeah, it was a weak storyline. It was a weak cast. Design, the way it was filmed, it wasn't anything special. It was it was just basics. The CGI was pretty cool. Some of the tricks, and then there's a scene with a spider. We're kind of just crawling around. That looks great. Stuff like that looks amazing. Like the special effects look good. But overall, like, if you don't have a story to bring me in, all you're doing is showing me a mummy. Which, don't get me wrong, that intrigued me.
She's a beautiful mummy.
That's what the movie was about. But I'm not gonna tell people to go watch this. I'm not gonna go tell people spend your money to go watch this,
right? Because
you didn't give me a story. You didn't give me a reason to care. I didn't care about any of the characters, to be honest. Except I cared more about the mummy. I was like, no, don't die, kill him. Like, like it's something to like.
Right.
I didn't want that.
What is so funny now that I think about it? There is no one in this film other than the mummy that you actually care about.
And that's the thing. And then that's sad. It's sad because I feel like they're just kind of fishing us in for the rest of us, kind of thing. But you know what? Let's get right into the score. Anthony, what are you thinking? What are you gonna give this movie?
Oh my god, I'm gonna give this I want to say a 5, but the mummy looks so good that I'm gonna give it a 6.
Yeah, and I agree. I'm gonna give it a 6 as well. She just looked great. That she made the movie, and because of that, it gets a 6. All right, guys, this is the part where we're gonna spoil a couple things that we liked about the movie, kind of like the crappy parts about it and how they don't mix very well. Yeah. So again, spoiler alert, guys. If you are planning to go watch the movie, which I doubt anybody is, cut it here. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for everything. Click the like button down below and comment down below. Like, what was your favorite monster of those universes? If you read the books, if you've seen the movies, which was your favorite? Comment down below on that one. All right, guys. Yep. So again, spoiler alert. Give you a couple seconds. All right, let's get into it. So this movie, something that I thought was really bad about this movie, a scene about the movie itself, was a love interest between Tom Cruise and Annabelle.
Yeah.
Nick and Jenny. It didn't make sense because from the way they meet is they're in a desert.
Mm-hmm.
They find the tomb. She slaps him.
She makes fun of his manhood.
Of course. And apparently they fall in love
last.
because he saved her, but he didn't really save her because later on he makes a joke about it.
Yeah.
And the only thing that they had in common was that they slept together. They had, you know what? They had sex. And that was something, like, you don't even know that they had it.
And he did it because he wanted to get the map, right?
Yeah.
Or
and
the coordinates.
Where did this map come from? Who's this Henry guy? Where does any of this come from?
And what does he do other than steal, like, antiquities?
And
right?
even then, there was a scene, after we talked about it, I do see where your part was.
Mm-hmm.
They make a joke about how he doesn't want to hear archaeology
the
words,
lingo. Yeah.
But I'm like, don't you steal from tombs?
That's how
don't
you started
steal
off.
from
That's
things?
how you
Like,
introduce the character to us.
and it just doesn't make sense. If you've a good example, if you've played Uncharted, that's what they were trying to go with. So Uncharted is about a Tomb Raider, like literally a Tomb Raider. If you play Tomb Raider, same thing as well. They're trying to make you this kind of quirky, funny dude that kind of is a badass. Tom Cruise is
a little too long in the tooth for that, and he's
like,
getting too old to be playing these roles.
Exactly, and it's not. I don't think it's the old thing. Well, I personally think it should be a younger one, but just the scenes, like the action scenes when he's fighting the mummies, they were boring. They weren't that great. Yeah. Like if you look at the way the '90s were. They used guns and shot him and punched him, and he poked his eyes
slapstick.
and gooey stuff came out of it. In this one, he got a stick, and there was one part where I thought it was funny where he kicked him and his leg got stuck in the mummy. That was pretty funny, but there wasn't any of that. There was more like guns just randomly shooting, mummies killing doctors, and you don't show us that, you know. And I get it; it's a PG-13 movie, but. So was the 90s, and you showed me people getting, eaten alive. And
that guy with no eyes when they took his bandages off.
Exactly,
remember?
that was amazing. And you see this movie, and that just doesn't make any sense. It was such a letdown to try to bring me into caring about two characters that from the beginning I didn't care if they died in that bombing. First of all,
it would have actually been great if he would have died. Yeah,
that a random bomb in a random
in
Iraq area,
and it just I don't know. Like I was telling Ben earlier that this is just too close to what's happening in the news, and it didn't sit well.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in my opinion because. I didn't care. I don't care about the bar scenes. I don't care of him trying to find the mummy.
He was trying to do all these shots for what reason?
Exactly. But that was the best part when they go into the tomb and they see the mercury falling off.
Yeah, that was interesting.
All the little camel spiders that came out and kind of rocked around and bit Nick and stuff. I mean, Nick, I'm thinking of new girl, of Jake.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. The way first of all, who puts a mechanism to take out a prisoner? First, I don't understand that. But like the way the sarcophagus came out of the mercury, the sarcophagus looked beautiful. Everything looked great when you first saw her as a mummy crawling and she's kind of like breaking.
That was really good. Actually,
that was great.
And there's a lot of underwater scenes, and I'm just like, why are we underwater?
Because that's where the tombs were. Because of England. Because England was on Egypt technically back in before England became Egypt. I don't know. It was a bit like
very strange film.
Geographically, it doesn't make sense neither.
Right.
But the thing is, you had Crusaders fighting with Egyptians, and then like Egyptians coming out, and like she's controlling Crusaders. But that's the thing. Like Universal's good with makeup, so of course they're gonna make the mummy look amazing. Of course they're gonna do that CGI great. But besides that, like you have Tom Cruise trying to be young, handsome, and a cool dude, but it's more like your awkward uncle that tries to be younger, and I don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
One of the things that I didn't like was Dr. Jekyll being so fancy, schmancy, and having all this income, and he had like this like.
Well, Russell Crowe plays him, so he's Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, and he's like Mr. Batman in his cave, and he has all these devices, and you know what?
I try to find little Easter eggs because we saw. I don't know why
creature from the Black Lagoon.
I don't know why I want to call him Swamp Thing. I'm thinking DC, which is a villain in that one.
Right.
But it's pretty much that. It's a swamp monster kind of thing. And we saw little nicks and tricks and like skulls. I think we saw Dracula,
like a vampire
type of thing. So they're kind of bringing you into it. But overall, the story was weak. Like, they even copied the Mummy's 90s sand part, and that was weak to me too. Yeah, it was like
that mouth opening.
It was like 2 minutes, and it was like horrible. I didn't really like that scene. And overall, like I just feel like this movie was a letdown. And just wait to go watch it. So guys, save your money. Save your money. It's not worth going to watch it. But you know what, guys? comment down below. Don't forget to hit that like button and comment down below which one was your favorite monster. I personally like Wolfman. I've liked wolves since I was a kid, like werewolves kind of thing. Did you watch
Silver Bullet?
I did watch Silver Bullet, but it was a little boring to me. I was younger. My favorite has been Teen Wolf.
No, Howling.
No, yeah, those were scary, but I like Teen Wolf. I grew up with Teen Wolf. You know, he was amazing.
He was
stuff like that. So let us know down below.
Hey guys, don't forget to check us out on social media. We post every day on Instagram. That's our favorite platform. But we're also on Facebook, we're on Tumblr, and we also tweet.
Yeah, so we do have some cool little pictures and fun facts on there as well. Alright guys, if you guys like this review and like our reviews, don't forget to subscribe for more awesome videos. Have a good one.